there stood the shoes on his table, completely finished. He was surprised, and he did not know what to make of this. He took the shoes in his hand and looked at them closely. They were so well made that not a stitch was missing, just as if a master shoemaker had been at work. Right then and there, a customer came in, and the shoes pleased him so well that she paid more than the usual price for them. With the money he received, the shoemaker was able to buy leather for 2 more pair of shoes, and he cut them out that evening, and the next morning was ready to set to work in high spirits, but he didn't have anything to work for. When he got up, there were the shoes already finished. Customers came in and paid good prices for what he had made. And he was able to buy leather for 4 more pairs of shoes. Early the next morning, he found the 4 pairs of shoes ready. And so it went on and on. Whatever leather he cut out in the evening was made into shoes by the next morning. So soon he was earning a good income, and again, finally he became a well-to-do man. Now, one evening, not long before Christmas, after the man had cut out the leather once more, he said to his wife before he went to bed, "How would it be if we stayed up tonight and found out just who is lending us such a helping hand?" His wife thought this was a good idea and lighted a candle. Then they hid in a corner of the room behind all the clothes that were hung up there and kept their eyes open. At the stroke of midnight, in came 2 little elves. They sat down at the shoemaker's table and took all the work that had been laid out for them. With their tiny fingers they began to stitch, sew and hammer so quickly and so nimbly that the shoemaker was surprised and could not keep his eyes off them. They kept right on until all the work was done and stood ready on the table. Then they darted out of the room. The next morning, the shoemaker's wife said, the little men have made us rich. We must show them that we are thankful. Here they are running around everywhere with very little on, and they must be freezing. Do you know what? I'm going to sew little shirts and coats and vests and breeches for them, and knit a pair of stockings for each of them, and you must make a pair of shoes for each of them too. Her husband said, I'll be very happy to do that. And in the evening, when they had everything ready, they laid their presents on the table instead of the work that had been cut out. Then they hid to see how the little men would behave. At midnight, they came dancing in and were all set to work. When they found there was no leather cut out for them, but the pretty clothes, they were first of all surprised. Then they showed how happy they were. As quick as could be, they dressed themselves up in their beautiful clothes and sang out, now we're out so fine to see, no cobblers we will be. Then they hopped and they danced and they leaped over tables and chairs and finally they danced out the door. From that time on, they never came back. But everything went well with the shoemaker as long as he lived. And he was successful in everything he tried to do. The end.